first of all, let me introduce you. This is Don Engler, and my name is Jeff Dyer. I'm with the Upper Pine Fire Protection District, and we're the folks that are kind of running the Eastern La Plata Incident Management Team. So I asked Dawn to share her experiences in terms of setting up a neighborhood thing. As you can see here, my dog is a little bit bored today, so she's going to participate with this too. So at any rate, we're sharing this as a best practice about how someone can actually get something started in a neighborhood. So Dawn, can you tell us about how you arrived in Bayfield and your experiences with meeting your neighbors?
Yeah, I actually lived in Forest Lakes for 2 years and moved to Clover Meadows in September of this year. Did not really know anybody except my real close, next door neighbor across the street folks. And one of the things about living in a, rural Eastern La Plata County is we're further away from services. We have a 23-year-old special needs son. And, getting out of Forest Lakes and just getting to the light in Bayfield's a, 20, 25-minute project. And
Right.
So we moved to town to get closer, but realizing we're still a bit away from, being right in Durango, doctor's offices, the hospital. And when Upper Pine put out this call for neighbor to neighbors, it really hits home for us and, with our situation and, feeling like we might be a little far from town if things got really, really hairy.
Uh-huh.
And pretty much anything Chief Evans asks of me, if I'm able to do it, I could do it.
So you've previously been involved in Firewise when you were up at Forest Lakes?
Yes, I was.
Well,
and pretty much,
yeah, I want to thank you for that because that's a huge thing, and I appreciate you participating in that. So thanks for doing that.
Not as much need here in town. I think we have 4 trees on the property.
There you go. So when you determined that there was an opportunity to get the neighbors together, how'd you go about it?
Well, I started with a Facebook page. I'm kind of, if I can stay at home and be with my family and in my situation and not get out in the public and have to do things, my go-to is social media.
Uh-huh.
So I put up a Facebook page and I created one just for Clover Meadows. And then, yelled over the fence at the neighbors, hey, I started this up, and start basically asking folks to yell across the street and across, the fence line to their neighbors and get it passed on. I made a little sign, and with the, asking forgiveness of the Postal Service, I posted it on our mailbox clusters for a week. And I listed the Facebook page, my email, and my phone number, and just, let's get this out and see how many people we can get connected. We have 67 homes in Clover Meadows. I have 41 either on the Facebook page with links to 5 elderly that aren't, as computer savvy as the rest of us and definitely not interested in Facebook, that are being checked on by neighbors. So it's been a bit of a challenge not knowing anybody, but yelling across the fence when you're that close is pretty easy. And it's just a matter of passing it along, and me being probably a pain in a lot of people's butt going, hey, have you reached out to your neighbor yet? And I'm hoping that, as things starting to lighten up, that we get to a point where I can knock on the doors of the other 26.
Sure.
I use the county website. I'm not sure what it is. I just have a link. I used it in Forest Lakes as well. And I just mapped out my neighborhood and made little X's on all the houses as we started getting them connected. And I'm hoping for a spider web where there's just everybody's connected to everybody in some manner.
Did you
Eventually, I'd like a phone tree.
did you find did you meet much resistance, or were people interested?
Most are interested. I had quick signups. Brenda is in our neighborhood and with the library, so she's been key down on her end, getting all her folks lined up, and she takes walks and around the neighborhood and passes it along, and she's been really a big help down the other side. We are, I don't know, I guess maybe my resistance is the 26 that I haven't been able to reach yet. So that might be my resistance. It might just be people don't have computers, don't have internet access, which is challenging here. That's why I'd like a phone tree. The internet is horrid. So it's a little scary.
Which internet service are you using?
We switched from CenturyLink to Zito Media. So with CenturyLink, we had a very slow link but constant. And we switched to Zito Media, which is speedy when it's connected.
Yep.
So you have to kind of pick and choose what you need more. Do you need connectivity or you need speed?
So I know a little bit about Zito, and so there's a north and a south, and you're on the south. And the south is notoriously unreliable. My son lives over there, and same.
Okay.
But I've been assured by those folks in the last week that they actually finally got somebody's attention. They're going to upgrade some equipment and that sort of thing. So we hope that works, because it sure is nice when it's running, but frustrating when it's not. So in terms of talking to people, then what sorts of things did you get them to agree to in terms of understanding this neighbor to neighbor thing?
I've posted a lot of what the command knowledge page puts out. I trust the information, which is part of the reason I wanted to do this. I know I'm getting trustworthy information when it's coming from you folks. And for me to be able to pass that on, the internet is full of information and it's full of garbage as well. And basically, it's all I've really asked is the connection. Just keep in touch. And we created a little thing on there, help wanted, help needed, help offered. So if somebody needed something, we had a lady that needed prayers for her grandmother who has since passed from COVID in California. So we were able to put that out. She's looking for prayers, and then she let us know what was going on. And, for her, it was a connection to, I can't get a hug from anybody, but I'm getting, 30 or 40 hugs from my neighbors vicariously through the group.
Fabulous. And
I've also,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
We know that that the mental health connection is maybe much more than people understand.
Yes. And also, I have to say, if I personally have now met through the computers, 41 people, probably 41 homes. There's actually more people because I have husbands and wives in the group, or I actually even have a teenage son in the group. So I know there's a lot of connections, but what we've discovered is there are at minimum 4 families with children and or adults with special needs under the roof. And I had reached out to one lady through private message and, is everything okay? I noticed you had a post, then you pulled it off. And she said, yeah, I don't know what happened to it, but we got to talking privately. And, wow, it's good to know somebody else out there is having the same issue I'm having. I mentioned my day's been a little rough. Our son's probably on day 4 of he's had enough of this. And he's 23, he has a schedule, and we're doing the best we can. But, when your internet goes down every 20 minutes, it's like, oh, sorry, no TV, here's another book, or here's some more coloring. But it's nice to have that connection and be able to talk to somebody, even if it's on email or haven't been able to get the phone connection yet. But that I think is because I'm so new, people don't know who I am yet.
Yeah. Right. And
that'll change.
The longer term vision of the incident management team we're doing here is to get neighborhoods connected so that when we do have issues that, we can spin that relationship up. So obviously living here, we do things with the wildfire and snowstorms and some of those sorts of things. But, we're predicting that this, and I don't know that we are, the experts are predicting this is going to last a long time. And in a long time, meaning several months, if not into next year sometime. And so things have changed, and we're going to have to roll with those things. It's a real big deal for you to pick this up, and I want to thank you so much for that. Do you have words of wisdom for other folks that are trying to get their neighborhoods going?
Don't give up. Don't give up. I feel blessed to have met so many people through this group. And, there's already rumors and talk of, the block party when we can all get together and hug. And, Brenda and I have been on the phone, on email, on text, and, can't wait to actually physically meet you. I've never met her, and it's it's not easy. If you already are a part of your neighborhood, it'll be a little bit easier. If you're somebody like me who's new in your neighborhood, I guess I'm proof that it can happen. Maybe just got to be a little more creative and, I don't know, throw notes wrapped around rocks in the front yards.
I'm waiting for people to
coming up
drop
with
apple
stuff.
pies or something on my door, but I suspect that this is just a phenomenon of the times, that people really don't know their neighbors anymore. And to create opportunities for this, I mean, I see so many benefits, just the human to human support, but
Yes.
getting to know people. And, we know historically that when things get rough, the neighbors are the ones that really take care of each other.
Yes.
Well,
I
I want to
agree.
thank you very much for your input here, and we'll put this up on the Command Knowledge page and let people know what's going on. One of the things that we're trying to get across right now is about 4 days ago, the governor set an expectation, if you will, that people in critical jobs or that are going into businesses and that sort of thing use face coverings. And it's a mandatory thing, but nobody really knows how any of that gets enforced. So we're reminding people that face coverings is easy as a bandana or something, but our theme on our site now is wear a mask, save a life. And so we're going to try to get that thing spread around. But anyway, I would offer that if you need anything, go ahead and lean on the team here, the incident management team, and we'll check in with you from time to time. And if you have new things to report, put that up on a page or give us a call.
Will do.
Well,
Thank you so much for taking care of this side of the county. There's, I have friends that live out Yellow Jacket Pass, and they're very glad that, they're not being forgotten, or maybe that's not the word, or just, they're very far removed from busy. And to know that there's a incident management team watching our backs is a huge, relief for a lot of us.
Well, it's an honor for us at the fire district to do this too. It's very important to do that. One of our current thoughts is to send messages out to folks that know people in areas that don't have these things going, and mention the fact that it is available and encourage them to do that. And on our webpage at commandknowledge.com, there's a map where the neighborhoods are all listed. So if people look at that and see that there are holes in there and they have friends out there, we're asking them to reach out and let them know that.
Excellent.
All right. Well, it's been very nice talking with you, and let's stay in touch and let us know what else works well for you.
Great. Thank you so much.